Hey guys, so I'm back and I'm here with another tutorial, and this is a sunset eyeshadow look with a deep dark vampy lip, and I was inspired by Jalissa D MBM on Instagram. If you guys aren't following her, definitely check her out. She has really intense, bold, fun looks, and I really love her look. And she did this kind of sunset warm eye with this bright vampy lip, and I just had to recreate. I did more of a smoky sunset look versus hers, which was a completely light wash on the lid, and the lipstick that she's using is completely different, but this one is such a similar color. And if you want to check out Jalissa on Instagram, then I'll leave her Instagram name below. Definitely check her out if you're into more artistic, bold looks. Not necessarily for the tame of heart and not necessarily the most wearable looks, but they are really inspiring. Case in point. So if you want to see this tutorial, stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, so here's an up close view of the look that we are going for. So let's just jump right into it. So I already filled in my eyebrows and I'm going in with a primer, and I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extend Eye Base for this, and it's just a clear silicone type base. Applying that all over my lid up to my brow to help prevent creasing. Then I'm going in with some concealer. This is the OCC Skin Conceal in the shade Y4, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush to even out the skin tone and to give our eyeshadow something to stick to. Now I'm grabbing Samoa Silk eyeshadow from MAC, which is just a matte peachy toned eyeshadow. Any eyeshadow that you have in your collection that's similar to this tone will do. And I'm grabbing that on a fluffy blending brush. This is the J5522 brush, and I'm just going to apply that in my crease in a light wash. So doing windshield wiper motions to just apply that color, and that's just going to give our eyeshadow something to blend with on the brow bone area. Now I'm grabbing a muted mustard shade. This is Burnt Orange from MAC. And what we're doing is building up a gradient. So I'm going from this orangey tone shade down to the purple on the lid. So just go back and forth windshield wiper motions with the same brush. For a touch more yellow, I'm grabbing Goldenrod from MAC, which is just a matte sunshine yellow shade, and just apply that very lightly right on the brow bone area, and that's just going to add a little bit more of a yellow tone to my brow bone. Again, we're building up a gradient, so I'm going in with a deeper, brighter orange. This is Farasha, also from MAC. It's just a matte bright orange. Any bright orange that you have in your collection will do, since this was a limited edition shade. But I'm applying that in my crease with the same brush again, but I'm also now bringing it down in a circular motion on my outer lid area. I'm going to leave the crease alone and deal with the lid now. So I'm grabbing my S924 eyeshadow from Makeup Forever. This is just a vivid bright purple, and I'm just going to apply that on the middle of my lid using a MAC 239 brush. And I'm applying that, packing that on the lid, then I'm going back and forth just to blend that in a little bit into the crease area. We will go in with a blending brush, but I'm just making sure that the color is smooth and even, and then just slightly fading it upwards into the crease. Then I'm going in with that blending brush now. This is the 8112 brush, and I'm just going in the crease right against that purple and fading it into the colors that we have on the brow bone and crease area. Now I'm grabbing a bright pink. This is Embrace Me from MAC, which is just a matte bright pink. Any pink that you have will do again. And I'm just applying that on my outer lid area now using a Tom Ford No. 11 brush. This is just a large fluffy brush. I'm just applying that on the outer lid area, blending it in with the purple. Now I cleaned off that brush, and I'm just going to go around the edges again so it blends in with those oranges that we have on the crease area. Then go back in with some of that purple and build it up again on the lid until you get the desired intensity, and pull it a bit into that pink now that we have on the outer lid area, but not going too far out. And of course, make sure you blend as you go so those colors don't get too muddy or leave harsh lines behind. Now I'm grabbing a pastel pink from MAC as well. This is the shade Silly, and applying that on the inner lid area using my same Tom Ford brush that we used before. and blending it in a little bit with that purple. Again, go back in and touch up the purple because we are just blending everything over that purple, child. We need that purple to stand out. Now I'm going in with a shimmery pale pink, and this is Petalescent from MAC, and I'm grabbing that on my Chikuhodo GSN number 9 brush and just popping that on my inner tear duct area to brighten up and bring some attention to that inner tear duct. On my lower lash line, I'm going to apply my Pearl Glide pencil from MAC in the shade Undercurrent, which is just a shimmery teal green shade. There's a lot of gold shimmer in this, and it's really pretty, so I'm just applying that all the way on my lower lash line. Then I'm just grabbing a pencil brush. This is my Luxe pencil brush from Zoeva, the number 230, and just blending that out. I'm just blending out the edge of that color so it's not too harsh, but I still maintain the intensity. And then for my lower waterline, I'm going in with a black eyeliner. This is my Perversion 24/7 liner pencil from Urban Decay. I really have been enjoying this black eyeliner because it's nice and rich. Then of course apply mascara, and I'm using my Too Faced Better Than Sex. And you're going to apply that to your upper and lower lashes. And for my lashes, I'm going to use my number 100 eyelashes from Eylure, which are just going to give us a nice natural look without being too overwhelming. I almost forgot to highlight, so I'm grabbing my Ricepaper from MAC and just dabbing that right under my brow with my MAC 252 flat shader brush. Just at the highest point, not all over, because this is a very shimmery highlight, so it can look very overwhelming. So just apply it on the high point and then blend it outwards. So here goes the finished look. So let's move on with the rest of the face. For my foundation, I used my Marvelous Mousse foundation from Marc Jacobs. I'm in the shade 82 Cocoa, and I set that with my Marc Jacobs Perfection Powder in the shade 500, which is Fawn Cocoa. And then for the lips, I'm doing something bold and intense and just really deep and vampy. So I'm going in with an Anastasia liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Potion, which if you're gonna get any of the shades, I think this shade is so interesting and different that it's worth checking out. This shade in particular, the formula might be a little bit drying on you. It might separate into this powdery effect. It's just something you have to contend with liquid lipsticks, but this one I find smudges a little bit, so you have to be careful with this. But I'm gonna use it because it's such a beautiful vampy color and it just went perfect for this look. So I'm gonna fill my lips in with this color, and be careful because the doe foot applicator won't allow you to do a perfect line, but we're gonna clean that up as we go on. So I'm just gonna fill in my lips, and then I'm gonna go in with a second layer because this color kind of needs 2 layers to get it to full opacity where there are no sheer points, because if you have sheer points in this color, you're gonna see more pink or a little bit more red than the rich deep purple that you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a second layer to just make it fully opaque so there are no like blank spots. And then as I mentioned, you won't get a crisp line, so what I did was grab a makeup remover wipe, just any makeup remover wipe that you have, and I wrapped it around my finger where my nail is kind of sharp and pointed, and went ahead and went along my lip line to clean up the excess that overflowed over my lip line. Now these won't exactly bleed when they're dried down completely, but when you're applying it, obviously it's still wet and it can overflow over the lines that you don't want it to. So I'm using the makeup remover wipe just to go along the edges and remove the excess product where we don't want it. Then I'm going in with my lip liner, and for this I'm using Night Moth lip pencil from MAC, which is a really deep dark deep burgundy shade. It almost matches this color exactly. It's a perfect lip liner for this, and I'm just gonna go along the edges of my lips just to make sure the line is crisp and there are no gaps and there's no bare skin showing, just to make it a really crisp lip. Because with dark lips, the sharper and more precise it is, the better it looks. It looks like a really severe dark lip. It's really intense. It's just really vampy. So that's what I'm doing. And then to sharpen it up even more, because it's still not the crispest line that I could get, going in with some concealer. And this is just a trick that you can use. I'm using a concealer that is my skin tone. This is the Makeup Forever Full Color Concealer in the shade 14. And you want to use either your foundation, you could actually use your actual foundation and do this. You want something that matches very well to your skin, not a lighter color, because then it's just going to emphasize and highlight outside your lip, which is not very attractive if you do your whole lip highlighted. So just go around with your foundation or concealer that matches. I'm using my Anastasia number 18 concealer brush, which is just small concealer brush, and it has a very precise shape so I can get that sharp, crisp line. Now once you have your concealer down and your lines are nice and crisp, you still need to blend that concealer in with your foundation, because it can look very odd to have just a ring around your lips. So grab a buffing brush. This is just my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I'm just going around and buffing in the product, so I buff it into my foundation so everything looks seamless and there's no like harsh outline in my lips, because that is not very, I'm just telling you, it doesn't look good, especially if you take pictures and you just see this white rim around your lips. No, you look hungry. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just blend that in with your foundation. Now that the lips are snatched, you need to move on to the face and snatch that as well, because you need to add dimension to this look for it to all flow together, because you can look really washed out with deep lips. So you need to go in and add some color back to your face. So I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to grab my Espresso contour powder from Anastasia, which is this deep, rich brown shade. And it's a very rich shade. It's very intense. And I'm grabbing that on my IT Cosmetics Angled Radiance brush. I'm just going to apply that where I want it, right in the hollows of my cheeks. Then I'm going to blend that in. And you need to blend this in because this color is a tad bit intense, so you need to make sure that you blend and blend and blend and blend. And I like to do contour before blush and highlight, because then I can use my blush to kind of blend the color out a little bit more. So I do contour first, just in case you were curious about the sequence of how I apply my face products. So contour first. And I did the contour in the cheeks. Then I'm going to grab the shade Earth and apply that to my forehead area. So I'm applying that to my hairline mainly and to the temples. So I cast a little shadow there. As you can see, that's where the sun would naturally hit me, and that's actually where shadows on my face naturally hit. So I'm just contouring there. I'm just applying a little bit of color. These colors aren't gray toned, so they're going to give more color and bronzing rather than a severe contour shadow to my face. So just blend that in with the brush. Now we're going to move on to some highlighting, and I'm not applying a shimmery highlight. I'm just adding light to areas of my face that I want to brighten up. So I'm going back to my Anastasia Contour Highlight Singles, and I'm grabbing the shade Cream Soda, which is just a light like peachy brown, and the shade Golden Peach. So that one is more of a lighter golden peach. I'm going to mix the shades together and pop them under my eyes using my Zoeva Luxe Highlight number 105 brush. So I'm applying that directly under my eyes just to brighten up that area and bring some light to it. And these shades are not going to be too intense or too stark because they're not white or like a creamy beige. They are skin tone shades. So I'm going to grab some more of those colors and pop it in the center of my forehead. So you see my forehead still looks highlighted in the center, but it's not like overwhelming in your face like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? So I love using natural colors like this for highlighting, and they're matte, so it's not shimmer or anything. Then I'm going to pull just a little bit of that down the bridge of my nose. Not too much. I'm not doing anything too crazy for that. Then I'm going to go in with my blush, and this is where the blush comes in, where I said you can use this to kind of blend out your contour shade a little bit more. And I'm going way back. I'm grabbing my Rockin' Republic Immortal blush, and can we talk for a minute? Do you see this? I need you to understand how pretty this color is. You don't have to use this color. Any color that you have that looks similar to this. I would go with more of a orangey tone blush, maybe a orangey pink. This is like a bright, fiery orange blush. And I'm grabbing that on my Zoeva Luxe Cheek Finish brush, the 126. And I'm going to just buff that over my skin. So you want to blend this blush in because it can be crazy intense. But if you blend it in, oh my god, it's I can't even. It's beyond. It's just such a pretty color. I have been shopping my stash and I've been doing my spring toss. So I've been finding products and I'm using them. And I know they're limited edition and you can't necessarily get them anymore, but you can find colors that are similar to that. You don't have to use the same exact things. And kudos if you have it already in your collection. Like, pull it out and put it to use, child. It is everything. Now we can go in with some shimmery highlight, and for this I'm going to use my Petticoat Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. I think this is now permanent. It was limited edition, but I think they finally released this as a permanent shade. This on dark skin, let me talk to you. You need to get this. Get your hands on this. I'm going to grab, this is a pinky gold, and I'm going to grab this on my Hakuhodo J5521. It's kind of the same shape as the Luxe Cheek Finish brush from Zoeva. Almost the exact shape, but the Hakuhodo one is softer, so I use this more for light shimmery highlights because then I need it to be really diffused. So I'm gonna grab the Petticoat Mineralized Skin Finish and pop that just on the high points of my cheeks. So I'm not doing anything crazy, I'm just popping it right on the high points of my cheeks to give me that shimmer and that glow. And that, do you see? You can see it, right? I'm hoping you can see it because the camera seems to be picking it up when the light hits. Do you see that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Instead of using like a silvery highlight on darker skin, use that pinky golden highlight. Instead of using stark gold, use a pinky gold. Or if you have a gold, mix it with something pink, and everything is happening now on my cheeks. I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's gonna finish up the look. And can I tell you how much I love this look? I love how it turned out. Like, purples are not my favorite colors, and I've said that day in and day out, but purples on brown eyes, everything. It just brightens up the eyes, brown eyes, and makes them pop. It looks really pretty. And then sunset colors on darker caramel skin, golden skin, oh, everything. So I love how this turned out. I love everything about it. I love the lip color as well. I'm gonna do a full swatch. I already did the swatches. I'm just gonna do a review. So if you thought about getting any of these and you were really thinking about there's this one color that you truly love, then go for it. And I think the dark lip color, this one, Potion here, is one of their standout shades. It's one of those, oh, it's unique, it's different, and it's something that I would recommend. If there are other shades that are similar to maybe your Kat Von D shades, the Kat Von D ones, to me anyway, are better, but these are not bad at all. They're actually still pretty good, but just doing a quick comparison, the Kat Von D ones are better. So that's it for this tutorial. So if you like this video, definitely hit thumbs up, you know, and if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe. And for those who are already subscribed, thank you so much for your support, and thank you guys so much for watching. A full list of products used will be in the description box. Any questions you have, nails, foundation, my camera, all those things I leave below, as well as other videos that you might have missed. So until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye!